What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Welcome to tonight's show, fellas. Want to say what up?
Hola. Oh, sorry. Smooth is muted. That's what I'm like. Oh, wait for him.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, welcome to tonight's show. We are back live. We've had several pre-recorded shows in the last few weeks, and looking forward to tonight's show. This is going to be our first live in, I guess, 2 months, right? So we've been live on other shows. We've had our own niche shows that have been live, so hopefully you've been checking those out. But tonight our Monday show is back on the live stream, so leave your comments and we'll definitely be responding. What up, though, Jamie? Appreciate you, bro. I see you. You haven't let us down. You've still been in the comments, still been checking us out. Appreciate that. And to all the others that have been doing the same, definitely appreciate that. Make sure y'all check out those pre-recorded shows over on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So, fellas, what y'all been up to?
Me, working, chilling, working.
right, humping.
Not in that order either.
For sure. It looks like Smooth must be having some technical difficulties over there, so we'll wait for him to jump back in. Same for me, working, chilling, vacation. You know how I do.
Yeah, your yacht. Yeah, I understand.
Right. Been I had celebrated my birthday last month, and
What was your 78th, right?
Damn, just gonna do that to me?
Yeah, I just threw you under the bus just like that.
Right. So I turned 46 last month, and didn't do it as big as I did last year, mainly because just another regular year. So, but definitely had a good time. Celebrating my birthday over a couple of weeks and all that. What up, Smooth? I see you back. You there with us, Smooth? It looks like you're muted again. All right. Well, we'll get to it. So tonight we are back in the building. Tonight we're going to do a freestyle show. We're going to get random. We're going to talk about some various topics, things that have popped up over the last few weeks, maybe some trending topics, some things that have gone on in our own lives, things like that. So let's go ahead and get to it. Unfortunately, Dane was just telling me about a tragic situation. Where was that at again, Dane?
You would put me on the spot now. Virginia. I'm trying to pull it up.
Yeah, just give us a quick little synopsis.
Shooting in Virginia. 3 UVA football players killed in campus shooting by an ex-football player. He is in custody, so he's not at large.
Oh, okay. Man, that's terrible. That's terrible. Yeah, looks like let's see if I got this article correct. Looks like Mike Hollins was injured. LaVale Davis Jr. of Dorchester, junior receiver Devin Chandler of Huntersville, and junior defensive end and linebacker Deshaun Perry of Miami were all killed. That's terrible. Did they come up with a motive? You said it was a former player.
Former player, okay. Right?
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. That's crazy. I mean, we always hear about these school shootings, and it's rare when we get them in colleges, especially with high-profile folks. And I mean, it's always tragic. It's always hurtful. But this is one of those more rare type of incidents, and definitely unfortunate for them and their families. So condolences to them and to their families and friends. But yeah, that's I think isn't Virginia the same state, or I don't think it was UVA though that had it, where there was a school shooting some years ago, like 4 or 5 years ago, something like that. Um, but yeah, it's or at a college rather, and it's always tragic to hear about stuff like that. These young people.
They they actually had one. I think last year. My niece, um, she goes to the CMU. She's a Chippewa. They
Okay.
had a gunman situation where she was locked down and they wasn't letting
Oh
anybody
wow.
leave or come to campus um, unless you're getting picked up by your parents. Nobody was leaving campus.
Oh wow. Okay.
This
Okay.
yeah, this happened last year, so
Yeah.
it already hit close to home for me with this stupidity. Um,
Right. Right. Man, that's terrible. That's terrible. Um, Looks like we got Sunny joining. I don't know if she's gonna pop herself in or do I need to pop her in? What up, Sunny?
Hey guys,
hey, sexy grandma.
don't do that.
Hey.
I'm gonna keep coming here. I'm gonna come to
I know.
Detroit to find you.
Congrats to Sunny. Congrats to Sunny and her daughter.
Yes.
I know. Look at that. She got the
What?
sexy grandma vibes on right now. Look at that shirt. Usually she be coming
I
in with
just,
the
I
hoodie.
had a, yeah, I actually had a tank top on, but I was like, let me put some clothes on for the day. Like, let me show up, clothes on.
You should have told me. I would have wore something
Right.
different.
Nah, I got on. I'm all
Right.
business on the top, and I got pajama shorts on the bottom. Like,
Oh, you doing virtual Zoom meetings? Okay.
yes.
So
Right. Right. What
Smooth
up,
is in the
Smooth? You back
building.
in the building?
Yeah, I was having some tech difficulties. I don't know what was going on with my computer.
it didn't
Oh,
like you
okay.
today. It was
Okay.
like, nah, we ain't doing it today, dude.
I know it's like
Still
not
on
2 days in
vacation.
a row.
No,
Did y'all do a show yesterday?
nah.
Nah. This weekend was my birthday weekend, so I wasn't doing
You
Oh,
should
it
have
nothing.
was
I
hung out
was
with
just
us,
happy
Smooth. You been
birthday. Happy
acting up.
birthday. Yeah.
thank you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
What you say,
Yeah, I
Sonny?
was just talking
So you
about how I
should have
celebrated
hung
my
out with
birthday
us.
last month and everything. So yeah, so we got these Scorpio vibes going on. Had to get it in.
Yeah. I had a ball this weekend. I had a ball, man. I can't complain at all.
I was going
Okay,
to
for
tag you and
sure.
talk to our shenanigans, but I was inebriated both days, so I'm like, yeah, I can't. But like we had the first party, and then we had the round 2 on Saturday. We had recovery Sundays, and we
Recovery
recovered on
Sundays.
Friday.
The recovery
A lot
Sundays,
of stuff
nice.
happening.
I love it.
Right.
What's up?
Nice.
What's up? What was y'all talking about, though? I heard y'all was talking about the thing that happened in
Yeah,
Virginia
Yeah, UVA.
the
University.
UVA.
The school shooting in UVA.
Yeah, I heard about that yesterday. It's crazy, man. Well, today, excuse me. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was just saying that how it happened last year in my daughter, my niece's school. She's Chippewa or CMU Chippewa. They had a gun activity gunman there last year. It wasn't letting anybody on campus or off campus, and that was kind of a scary situation for me.
Yeah. But outside of that, what else is going on, folks? Let's move on to another topic.
Man,
I got
what
one,
y'all been?
but I'm gonna let
Go
Smooth
ahead.
get his.
Yeah, go ahead,
No.
Smooth.
No, I was going to say, what y'all been up to though? Like, I know we all been doing our shows. What have y'all done with y'all time, y'all extra time y'all had without the Monday show? For me, it's been I get my degree in a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Smooth. I hear
Yeah,
humping.
That's
I
up.
get my bachelor's in a couple weeks, and from there I'm jump right into my master's program. At least that's the plan. But yeah, man,
Are
I've
you
been out
taking
here humping.
any breaks, or you gonna go straight into it?
straight into it. What a break? Shoot, nah, ain't no need to take no break. You feel me?
Some
Ain't no
people,
need to.
hey, some people can't do it, man. And some people like, man, I need a break or need, some people can, some people can't.
Well, hey, I mean, you got the momentum. You might as well keep it
Yeah,
moving,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Some
yeah.
people don't think like that.
I took a well, I stopped. I dropped out of college in what, '03. So came back and started in 2020. I was taking courses here and there, but throughout the years. But feel me, I took a 17-year break, bro.
Okay, so
You
so
know
you
what I
are
mean?
you should be rested then. Yeah,
Right, right.
Yeah,
Like, so that was all the break you need right there.
yeah, it's all the break I need.
Right.
He
You
said he
feel
had a
me?
long enough break. He need to get together right now.
Exactly, exactly. And you know what's crazy? Going through the process is like,
Right.
man, I should have been did this.
Oh,
I
go
should
ahead.
have been finished it. You feel me?
you
And
know you know why?
Mm-hmm.
You're an older person. You think
Yeah.
differently.
be honest with you, that's not it at all. That's
Really?
not it at all. Nah, it's. I didn't have when I went to college before I went for business management, right?
Mm-hmm.
I done ran businesses. I'm running a business. You feel me? So it's like, why go to school for that? I never had any reason to go back for anything. And during the pandemic, we all had a time to sit down and think. And then when I had my identity stolen years ago too.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a culmination of all those things and how everything's going cyber now. It's like, why not try something new? Challenge myself to something new. You feel me? Become different, grow, increase my human capital, so to speak. And, it just felt like the perfect time for it. It didn't really had nothing to do with my age. It had everything to do with just, you
Circumstance.
know, circumstance and then finding that challenge. You feel
Mm-hmm.
me? Finding that challenge.
For sure, for sure. I mean, the same thing happened to me when I went back to school to get my associates. That was it's been a while though, about 10 years ago, but kind of the same thing. I mean, in a way, part of it was my maturity and being able to focus more on what I was doing, being more serious about it. I thought I was serious when I went the first time, but I looked back at it like, you know what, I really took it serious mainly because I had more at stake. I had a whole family that I was trying to support, as well as I had this bigger goal in mind where I felt like I needed to get this done and get it done right. Also, to the same point of, I had already been doing the things in real life that I was learning in school. So it was like some of it was like a refresher, and then some of it was like, oh, this is going to add to what I'm doing or enhance what I'm doing. The challenge of it, knowing that once I put my mind to it, I could get it done. So it was partially the experience, but it was more everything else. Knowing that I had more the circumstances, right, more to
Hmm.
taken care of and all that. So definitely feel you there. Sonny, you besides
Preparing for my
baby
grandbaby.
time, what else you have going on?
I've been home repairs. I finally got my floors down on the first floor completely redone. Got the kitchen fixed from all the fun that happened in April. So I'm pretty much squared away. I got one more project because they found another issue, so we got one more project to go. But it's gonna be a lot less invasive than ripping all the floors out and doing all the painting and all that stuff all over again. So that's pretty much what I've been doing outside of working and preparing for the baby. That's been pretty much what's been going on. I've been getting rent and like I have gone in and out of. I hate being a homeowner, but I love it too because I'm tired of spending money. But I look at it long term, and it's like it's stuff that I don't have to worry about because it's just got done.
Yeah.
So I got so many years before I need to get it done, or will require to get done, or decide to change it if I will. But now it makes me want to do so much more.
Hey, on to the next project though, right?
That part. that part, because at this point I'm probably gonna get like the whole kitchen redone and just get the cabinets, because one part of the cabinets need to come out, so I gotta make them all match. So at this point, everything must go. But then I can get it to match my floor, because when I got my floor done, I was like, none of this matches anymore. So I've had my silent issues, but yeah, it's been a lot of home repairs. But watching it get done, doing some repairs of my own, getting stuff together, getting my son out of my room, it's been a lot of my focus. That's type of it's like home stuff and mom stuff for me. So.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Speaking of home stuff, Dame, you've been in your house what, about 6-8 months now, something like that. How's that going?
Since June. It's a process. I didn't know being a homeowner was just taxing as far as repairs. Right now, we're going through the process of finding out what we need now, because the last homeowners did not take a lot of their appliances. They're like, we're just going to leave it here for you. I can see why now. Need a new refrigerator.
Okay.
Need a new washer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All the big stuff.
And it was kind of funny because when we first got the home, we had like trees in front of our house. So I thought that were trees. It was this giant weed that looked like a bush.
Oh,
it like,
okay.
Because we had a landscaper come by. He like, that's not a bush. I guess whoever was here last just didn't realize the difference, because it looked like a bush, but it was just a giant weed that you see in the rural areas. But as far as health-wise, my son had pneumonia last month. Then a couple of weeks ago, we found out he had the virus that's going around with the RSV.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because on the news a couple of days ago they said all the local hospitals are to full capacity with just RSV patients, young and immune compromised. Then my mother-in-law, she ended up catching it. We had to rush her to the hospital Tuesday morning last week. Glad we did that, because she said she was having chest pains and she was actively having a heart attack.
Oh wow.
It needs a good day or so. Come to find out that she had a blocked valve in her chest, so she's doing better now.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Prayers up for her, man.
So yeah, so it's like, man. So
yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people aren't really taking the RSV thing too serious, but like you said, it's definitely impacting a lot, because a lot of folks are getting it. A lot of young people, a lot of older people, and it's really affecting them. So yeah, so it's got the hospitals all overrun and everything.
And I think because they don't want to have another pandemic on their hands. I think a lot of people are like, no, we just got out of one. We're not having another one.
Yeah. It's
emotionally, we're drained.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just about to say that. We
don't want another pandemic.
Yeah. I mean, some countries are going back on lockdowns again. China went back on lockdown. So yeah, it's something that our economy just can't handle it. I mean, at this point, I think everything from here on out is going to be survival of the fittest. They're not going to lock this country down again like that. And
it's sad but true.
I mean, it's the truth, dog. I'm telling you, that's what I foresee. You know, they're really treating us like survival of the fittest at this point, because
would you support a lockdown?
For the greater good?
I mean, right. It's like I want to, because greater good, but for the other greater good, it's like I would prefer it not be, right? Because it's one it's not as effective when we got all these renegades and what's the word? Just people just don't want to conform. So it's not like it's doing a ton of benefit, but it's sad, because you still see people that suffer behind these things and lose their lives or lose their livelihoods because of it, because we can't all just get together and just try to squash this kind of stuff. So it's kind of sad.
And Willie can't get on his boat if we want to lock down. You got that yacht you got to take out.
So
I would support some of the rules, like mask.
Mhm.
I think a lot more of us need to go back to that.
Yeah, for sure.
If
I've
you
actually
don't
seen
want
the
to,
increase of that.
I start seeing more people wearing masks again
Mhm.
recently.
Yep.
And what got me, because like I said, my daughter been sick last few weeks as well, and I've been sick. I've just gotten started to feel better uh recently,
Mhm.
but I would prefer, when we go to the doctor, all them wearing masks. You can't even walk into the doctor's office without wearing a mask.
Yeah, because my son got sick too, and thankfully it wasn't RSV, it was just the flu. But then I started feeling a little bit hinky too, but I didn't get as bad as him. But that's scary because I know kids that got RSV or had something similar to it that was sick for longer than a week and are just now starting to feel better.
Yeah,
Yeah, my son started to feel better. After coming from pneumonia to RSV, I was worried about my son. Because we didn't know he had RSV. He just had it after his pneumonia, had his little checkup, and they did a fit, took the blood work and everything. Then a day later, they called us and said that, hey, your son got RSV or had it. But we had to take him out of daycare because my wife had to go to work, I work, and so we had to get him out of daycare that same day. Then we find out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
mm mm. How was the elections doing? Did y'all go vote?
Yeah, so midterms were packed. It was in full effect. I went in the afternoon on Tuesday. I want to say around one-ish, I believe, something like that. And there was over 300 or 400 people that had voted before me, and I believe it was I can't remember what the like if it was I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I'm pretty sure it was probably some kind of record turnout for some areas, but I do believe that it was definitely a higher turnout because I had saw a lot of people were kind of posting like, hey, I voted, and there was long lines, or I voted and there was so many hundreds of people that voted before me, that kind of thing. So that was the good thing to see, that the midterms were pumping like that, especially because in the past we've seen very, very low turnouts during midterms, and a lot of people just not taking it serious. But this midterm, between some of the more important congressional runs as well as proposals that were out there, it was definitely necessary. Here in Michigan, there was a proposal, I think it was proposal 3, that was to kind of firm up our stance on abortion and things like that from a state level, since they've gotten rid of Roe versus Wade. I think they call it the return to Roe proposal. So there were some important things in there. In my area, there was a proposal for our fire department millage, to ensure that was increased, because the millage is only done once every 20 years. So that was an important one for our area as well. I didn't actually check to see what the results were on that one, but I do believe it was passed, if I'm not mistaken. Just because, I mean, for this area, 20 years, that's a long time. And with the rise in cost of everything, right? You want to make sure that things like essential services are getting the necessary uh, funds that they need to be functional. So, what about your area?
Oh man, it was trash, bro. It was one of the worst experiences I've had since I've been voting in my life. Matter of fact, it was the worst. It was the worst. Uh,
Really?
yeah, I did shoot. I had to do when we was talking about school earlier. I did a whole presentation about trying to get people out to vote, and the apathy in our community. Like, people just don't go vote. Think at most probably between 3 to 5,000 people voted in the city. total.
Really?
Yeah, it was pathetic, bro. And then when you get to the polling stations, a lot of people did mail-in ballots, and shoot, the way
Yeah, I had
it
a
was set up,
melon. I did melon.
I don't even know if all of those got counted. So when I went down to the polling site, I went to the high school, and it was just so unorganized. They had people in there that didn't know what they were doing. Uh, it, it took them about 20 minutes to find my name in the system,
What?
and then yeah, bro, yeah,
That's
and they wouldn't listen to me. The one guy had his young boy at first. He scanned my license. He was like, "Oh no, you're not here. You're not registered." I'm like, "Bro, I've been registered since I was of age to vote, bro. I'm in there. I know. Like I know. They sent the thing to my house.
Like
you
I
know,
know
Right,
I'm supposed to be here.
they send the sample ballots to your house. You feel me? So I'm like, I know. Bro, I'm in there. He like, nah, man, you're not in here. So the lady like, what district? I'm like, East District, lady. Like just type my name in the system. So for whatever reason, she refused to type my full name. This was irking my soul.
That's crazy.
She was like, she would type the first 3 letters of my first name, the first 3 letters of my last name, and kept hitting enter. I'm like, lady, and she's like, it's not coming up. I'm like, lady, type my whole damn name into the damn system and watch it come up. So she goes to another table and explain the problem she had, but then the lady types in my whole name at the other table and I pops up. But I'm not supposed to be at that table, right? So we goes back to the table where this lady just won't type in my whole name, and she does it again.
And of course, you can't find you.
Yeah.
What ethnicity?
And I'm like, I'm like, lady, just do what that lady did down there, first of all,
right,
and my name will come up. So when she finally do it, she's like, oh yeah, you are in here. I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here?
What was her ethnicity?
No, they was all black, bro. They was all black. Everybody was black.
See, that's why I had, and it was funny because, so I was it last year election time? Probably was. I voted, right? They switched where I went to vote from. Now, mind you, I moved out where I used to live, and I used to go there, no problem. Like same people I see every time I vote, they were there. Now I'm in a whole different district, and because I had just signed up to do all mail-in ballot, I didn't do the mail-in, so I went to the location, and she told me it was similar to Smooth situation, but not necessarily. They didn't have any electronic anything. They just had a book of names and the list of names and all that stuff. So I go to the table, say, "Here, I'm gonna take my name." She's telling me I already voted. I'm like, no, I didn't. didn't vote.
Now I already voted. That's crazy.
I didn't vote at all. So when I got the mail-in this time, I was like, let me just do the mail-in because I can't go to. It was a senior place, a senior home. There was a lot of old people there. The last time I went, and that's probably why it was unproductive and problematic. So I was like, this time I'm just going to do the mail-in ballot. But to Smooth's point, for opposite of you, we when you went on Facebook, people were voting, but they were saying they were having issues. It was something. Not everybody, but a lot of people I know were having.
The machines broke down, so it's like, you feel me? So first you had to do it by hand. Now all this time recently, before you do it by the machine, this one you gotta do by hand. You get a little marker, you gotta mark the thing in. Boom. Some people came down there who did mail-in ballots before. They wanted to vote in person now. So they had to do a provisional ballot. So you gotta rip off.
That's what I had to do the last time because the lady told me that I already voted. I'm like, I didn't. But okay.
So they put it in so when you do the provisional one, they put it in this little red bag, right? So I'm like, hold on, that's the same look I gave Willie.
Right. What y'all doing? What
are we doing? I was wrong. So I'm looking at the numbers now. For mayor, There was 6,112 people who voted. Now we're talking about a city that's close to 90,000 people.
Mm.
You feel me? And everybody always complaining about something,
Facts.
but no one does anything at all. And then when you look at the wards and the councilwomen at large or the council at large votes, it's like it's the same apathy there. You feel me? It had so many people running, and like it was just a bad experience, bro. And
Yeah.
like I don't know about y'all, but a lot of these people I seen on these ballots aren't even qualified. Like I don't even understand how they got on the ballot, who they know. I don't see them in the city. You feel me? I don't see them at events or
Right.
nothing. Or
Yeah, I
nothing.
mean that's something I did notice on some of the what they call it, the different positions that were running, and like you said, they definitely don't show their faces anywhere or get out there. I mean, I want to say it was the state rep for my area, for my district. He's very vocal. He's very, put his face out there. He goes to different events, but there were some other positions that I was like, I've never heard of these people, and then trying to track down information on certain people is just almost impossible,
Exactly.
unless, like you say, unless you must know them already or something like that. I mean, our turnout was pretty good. We did have a governor's race here. Total votes for the governor's race was like 4.4 million. Secretary of State was around 4.4 million as well. People that voted. So that's really good, compared to, we have, I think our state census was like 7 million or close to 7 million. So you're talking
Okay.
that's total people, right? So you're talking,
Yeah.
for voters, that's pretty good. I don't know what the
Yeah.
percentage of voters that is, but that's pretty high. The congressional seats were in the 300,000s. So yeah, so we had a really good turnout when it came um, to voting this midterm. Democratic control here in Michigan has always been a thing, and it's returned full Democratic control across three different areas. The governor, the Congress, the House and the Senate. So yeah, so it's definitely what I guess was the agenda was get out and vote, get the control back into the Democrats' hands here in the state of Michigan. Our governor is pretty active across multiple areas when it comes to how she kind of puts herself out there, both with um, when it comes to not only just on TV, but we're talking on events. We're talking getting out in the different counties as well as here down in the city of Detroit. So she even showed up at a couple of schools in the city of Detroit, hosted by one of the local entertainers, who's kind of gotten her some additional popularity with young people here in the city of Detroit. So what up, though, Hype?
What's up, gang?
What's good? What's good? Well, we were talking about the midterm elections and the
Oh man,
turnouts and the results and all that kind of stuff. How did things go? Did you vote in midterms in your area?
if you if you know my mom, you know I'm definitely voting every year. Got up early, had to go to work, had to make it down the way to go vote. Um, I actually didn't vote for governor though. Definitely wasn't voting for Dr. Oz, and then found out that Fetterman chased a nigga down with a joint like the week
What a who?
before. You ain't see Fetterman had chased an unarmed black jogger a
Oh
couple years
no.
ago. Oh,
Uh-uh.
see, breaking news. My bad.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
my brother put me on like the week before the election when he was the mayor in wherever town. He said he heard some gunshots and he saw a guy running from the scene. He put his son in the house and went with his gun and chased down this guy, held him down to the
I
couch
remember
came.
that. I remember that.
So I didn't know nothing about that, Smooth. I'm saying, in fact, I'm saying happy anniversary to my man Smooth. My bad.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I saw what Smooth, my man Smooth, inspired me though in this situation. And, all right, now you got to dig a little deeper. Once my brother told me about that, I'm going through the articles, I'm watching the YouTubes, and the dude said it wasn't no gunshots. It was like some bottles broke or something. And he was just jogging through the neighborhood, and they stopped him. He was like, "Well, did you file a report?" Like the cops was with him, laughing about the shit. So what was I gonna file a report for? So I'm like, "Oh, so we can't vote for this nigga either." So I voted for everything else, but I didn't vote for governor because I couldn't find a candidate that I was, you know what I'm saying, secure
Comfortable.
with.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I always say, you know what I'm saying, that was an episode I did in the 70s somewhere with my man Big Dan from BTG. Should we all be able to vote? You have to do your homework on these situations. Please don't just go in and hit all Republican or Democrat or independent or whatever it is that you like. Find out about these people and what are they about. And I'm glad that my brother said that to me so that I could do my homework on that situation because I never knew about that.
Right. For sure.
Until you just told that story, I forgot about that. That was on the news. I remember that. Like, but in fact, he ended up winning. He still won, right?
Yeah, he
I
won.
think.
He won.
Yeah, he won.
Yeah, he
Fetterman
won.
ended up
I
winning.
mean, that's the thing. People forget about stuff like that over time, right? You know, or it's not publicized enough where people know about it. So it's definitely, like you said, it's definitely important to do your homework, do your
That's why
research.
one of my
Who you vote
favorite lines from the greatest TV show ever, The Wire. My man said, when Lester Freeman said, "All the pieces matter." You know what I'm saying
Indeed.
could have been old, but we aren't going to sweep that under the rug when you could just Google it, get the images. Like I said, I can get 6 YouTube videos. I'm getting articles. I got all of that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure.
So
Yeah.
what's up? Y'all got anything quick to throw at me before I gotta go?
I want.
We committed as a group to doing this live show, so I said I have to jump on for at least.
For sure. We appreciate that. We appreciate that.
Even though Dame is not here right now, but we're not gonna bring that up.
The lies you tell. I'm getting ready to go. No, I'm on
Dame,
call tonight.
you got a topic for us, right, Dame? What was your next topic?
I got cut out. Oh wait. Okay. I'm getting ready to go to work because I'm on call tonight. Herschel Walker. This guy. It's not all about Herschel Walker. It's just the funny things. I'm not sure if anybody saw Dave Chappelle on Saturday Night Live this weekend. He just called him. What did he say? He was just dumb or something like
Just
that.
watching that Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, I watched it, but I forgot what he said. Yeah, he didn't
I
call
just
him
watched the
dumb.
little
He
clips.
called
I
him
didn't
But-
see that
dumb.
one.
The United
But
States is
it's
the best country. What did he say? The United States is the biggest country in America or something
In
like
America.
that. It was something
Yeah.
like that. I just watched this shit yesterday. Yeah.
So yeah, but it was just amazing how he puts things in perspective, like how me and Smooth talked about this a little bit on our show on Fans Perspective.
What show
You
would
can catch
that be,
us every
Dame?
Sundays. That
What show would that be, my brother?
oh, Fans Perspective. You can catch us on Sundays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
copy
I'm like
that.
I'm missing something. Don't you got a show too?
I believe that is the How to Hustle podcast with Hype, available every Tuesday on the GFT Radio Network at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Episode 88 will be premiering tomorrow. This is one I need to throw at the gang right here. What is a parenting break? Because there's the episode that we did this week on the How to Hustle podcast with Hype.
Oh, okay. So we got that out of the way. Yeah. So Dave Chappelle put in perspective how Kanye West was completely. Did he read a letter saying, "I don't stand with the anti-Semitism against the Jews, the Jewish community," and he said, "No, that's how you give an apology, Kanye West." So that should give me a couple of minutes of reprievity or whatever. Then he went on to mention that how Kyrie Irving has been jumping through hoops, no pun intended, to play. How he gave an apology, but it's not the apology they wanted. So they're actually trying to actively cancel Kyrie.
I thought they said he retired. I heard a rumor
That
that
was fake.
he was
That post was
retiring.
fake.
Nah, all that's fake. All that's fake. Matter of
Because I
fact,
wasn't really following all
the
that.
canceling of Kyrie what they tried to do backfired on them. See what they didn't realize, because the owner, Josiah, who's a hypocrite himself, he got to worry about what he was funding the genocide of the Uyghurs over there through his company. First of all, he need to worry about that. But he came out and said, yeah, he just met with Kyrie. He realized Kyrie isn't anti-Semitic or all of that. But a lot of that is, and you see a lot of these announcers on TV too who was condemning Kyrie are backtracking because what they thought was going to happen didn't. They thought they was going to cancel
So
Kyrie.
Shaq and them going down now because they were saying that
Because all these people, the community was like, nah. They didn't realize Kyrie had that much support. They didn't. Kyrie, not Kanye. See, Kanye fucked up because he disrespected us first, and then tried to backtrack and want us to defend him. But that wasn't with Kyrie. Kyrie ain't never, you feel me, did anything offensive towards the black community. So everybody all had his back. So when you had fools like Charles Barkley, Shaq, Stephen A. You know, I was really disappointed in Shaq and Charles Barkley. They got on TV, called that man an idiot. You feel me? They was very disrespectful. And they don't talk about no other athletes. That was a white athlete. They don't talk about white athletes like that. You feel me? So like, I haven't really watched them. Watched too many NBA games recently since it happened, because or Sports Center or any of them shows, because I'm like, why am I supporting them when soon as something happened to a black athlete, they try to condemn him and blacklist him, and it's mainly other black commentators. Like, the shit is crazy.
All right, so before I go, they run everything, and we all know that. So you kind of put them dudes in a bad spot where either you're gonna stand up for him and say, I'm willing to risk all my situation, which is how things changed back in the day, because people stood up and said, I'm willing to risk mine, you got to be willing to risk yours, and if we all risk it all, then we can grow as a people, instead of I'm risking mine and you turning a blind eye, acting like none of this shit is happening, which is how we got to be where we are. But like you said, Kanye had no win because you attacked both sides and nobody got your back now. The Kyrie situation, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, finish your thought.
The Kyrie situation was just, they wanted the fake apology. I hate the fake apology personally. If you don't sincerely mean, me and Willie have a crossword and he just say, all right, I'm sorry. Why would I go, all right, man, that was all I needed. Now I feel great about the situation. They just wanted Kyrie to give him the false apology. So then they told him, all right, well, you got to donate this money. You got to go see these people. You got to go do this, and this, so that you can get back in here. You got to kiss our ass. Me personally, I'm the type of guy who walked away from a job for 14 years because they wanted you to bend over and kiss some ass. I'm not that guy. You can't spit on me and tell me, man, it is raining out here. I'm not that guy.
Now, the thing is, and now it was some writers on the SNL show that they were trying to boycott Dave Chappelle because they felt that he was insensitive to the Jewish community about his jokes and stand-ups. They found it was distasteful. I'm like, I went through it and looked at the jokes. I'm like, he still didn't say anything bad about the Jewish community. Mm-hmm. He just made a reference like, you can't all through his career, he learned early, you cannot put the and the Jews in the same sentence. You can't put those words together. It's like death, career suicide, basically.
Since we talking about that Saturday Night Live, though, shouts out to the Black Heaven. That was the funniest skit. Mikey Bay doing that one.
I just watched that one too.
I haven't watched it. I gotta
check
that out. I just watched the monologue.
I felt bad for him. I was like, I can't say that.
Right.
I posted it in the group channel. Want to join the conversation? You can catch us on Facebook. So, but anyway, no, but at the same time, Dave Chappelle put them on notice, like, hey, they do kind of run a good portion of the world. No, you're talking about Hollywood. He did say it without saying it, that they do, the Jewish community do run a lot of Hollywood. And
yeah, I mean, anytime you say that, or you make comments about them, either not just controlling, but like punishing people, then it becomes this anti-Semitic trope that you're feeding into, that kind of thing, and it's unfortunate because, I mean, let's be honest, a lot of it's true, but it keeps getting proven that it's true, and it's not about you controlling it, it's your influence, right? That's what the
Mhm.
thing is. It's like you are influencing others to do these things, and or counter influencing people to keep them from doing things or to say things, and it's messed up because it becomes so one-sided and blinded, where people don't even know how to act or what to think because they're trying to, stay in somebody's good graces, and they're trying to stay out of trouble, when they're just basically just trying to state their opinion.
but how is the truth anti-Semitic? That's the question, because years ago, when a certain director, actor made a film about Jesus Christ, um, Mel Gibson, Passion of the Christ, they was up in arms. Like, okay, your people did kill Jesus. It's historically written through other cultures, but yours, that the Jewish community killed Jesus somehow. And but they trying to make it like he's anti-Semitic back then, and now to the point of Dave Chappelle, well, not Dave Chappelle, but everybody else is like, we can't say anything bad about him, but it's kind of
I
proving
mean,
Kanye's point.
it's just like the other situation where it's always that you're gay bashing or you have hateful speech. They never say that they're straight bashing or that they're attacking your freedom of speech just because you don't agree with this, that, or whatever. It's a one-way street. It's a one-sided situation. They want you to kiss the ring in that situation. And it's
But
the
you know
same
what?
thing.
But you know what they don't do? There's no outcry when people use the N word, because Dave Chappelle sure did use the N word during his monologue a lot.
Hey, bro,
Uh,
I rewound it and said, did he just say
oh no, he
nigga
oh he
on
says it a
Channel
lot.
10?
Look,
On Channel 10?
there's no repercussions for people using the N word or saying something funny or about blacks. Like, there's no stereotypical joke that's been written that people have had to go retract, saying about black people eating watermelon, liking fruit, big butts, big lips, big noses, and
Hey man,
all
I
these other
love some
type of
fried chicken, big lips, and
I say,
watermelon now.
like
yeah.
chicken because
There's
we
no
like chicken.
repercussions for there's no repercussions for that. There's no sensitivity training. There's no, you got to outreach. You got to do 15 jumping jacks in one place with
That's because
holding
they
your
don't give a
nose.
fuck about us.
But you
This
know
thing is
why?
Yeah,
But
always
you know why I feel
described
like.
to
But,
say
but
fuck
you know
us.
why I feel like it doesn't, for us, the N word use is not applicable because, well, I mean, it's applicable, but I feel like black people, we as a black people give people that are not black people
Passes.
passes to say, like, certain people, like, so if I hang out with Jimmy and Jimmy is just the whitest white person I know, but I'm cool with him, I'm like, some black people will allow him to say it around them and be comfortable. So how, like, so while I
If
may be
Tommy says
offended
it on
because I don't
power,
know Jimmy
nobody
like
ain't gonna
that,
have a
and now
problem.
Jimmy is using that word around me because Craig said it was cool, and he get invited to a cookout, like so I think that we're part of that problem because we're inviting people to the cookout, so to speak, so they feel like they're entitled to do certain things because they have black friends, and so doesn't have a problem with it, but Craig might not got a problem with it, but Sonny got a problem with it. Like we not, you know what I'm saying? So I think that we don't hold people accountable unless
Accountable.
we feel like they have offended us.
Unless they got that hat backwards and that flag flying, and
Yeah.
then you go, "Whoa, nigga, that was an ER on there." Hey y'all, I gotta go.
I mean,
Hat backwards,
I don't.
hat backwards in a flag. You go, "Whoa, brother."
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason we don't get the respect. I think it's just the fact that we just.
Well, no, I don't
because
think that's the
I think
whole
it's just because
reason.
we're black. That's it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the
Copy.
reason. That's the only
Copy that,
reason.
Willie.
There's no. It's not because we're using it. It's not because we're allowing others to use it. It's just because they don't care. They really just don't care.
Hey
It's the
y'all,
same
I
reason
gotta
why we
go.
don't. there's no anti, I mean, like they have anti-Semitism. There's no anti-black. There's no. That's why we can never get a lynching law when there's anti-Asian hate law. That's why we can't get no police brutality laws but we got the law against attacking certain citizens. It's always lopsided. We'll never get the respect because they just don't respect us.
Hey, did y'all? Willie, if you could find this real quick, because I ain't on my computer.
Oh, Haim came back.
But Oregon,
I think
they had a vote. They had a vote in a couple of states about slavery, so slavery be abolished in the Constitution. Like Oregon, I was on Twitter. Twitter had everything. Like they damn near had 500,000 people vote no, it shouldn't be abolished. I think Alabama had a lot of people vote no, it shouldn't be abolished. Like this is 2022, and you still have all these states, all these people in the states who refuse to denounce slavery.
Oh, wait.
Never mind, y'all.
This is wild.
Jump back in with what
it wasn't 500,000. It was 785,000 people voted no. 785,000 voted no.
Was that a bunch of black folks not reading?
Out of what? Out of what though? What's the number?
No, that's white folks.
It was like 1.6 million.
Wow.
Out of 1.6
hey, Sonny, probably like 3,000-4,000 of them probably was just all right. We just no.
Yeah, it was close to a million people voted yes to ban slavery as a punishment. But in Oregon, 785,000 people, 786,000 almost voted no to banning slavery as a criminal punishment.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I mean, the amendment reads, it amends the Oregon Constitution to delete a provision permitting slavery or involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime. It affirms that courts can issue sentencing alternatives to incarceration, including mandatory education, counseling, treatment, or community service. So that's, the measure only won by just over 10%. That was it. That's crazy. That's crazy. And this is 2022. That's crazy.
2022.
People felt like it was still appropriate to you to have. People we've been talking about that. People have been talking about that for probably at least 10 years, 15 years about how incarceration is a modern form of slavery. And a lot of people are always shocked by that. But to have that on your Constitution and then represent it on your ballot, like, hey, we can do something about this, and they're like, no, that's not necessary. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The fact that you even have to put it on the ballot still is crazy to me. You feel me? Like that should just be.
It was part of their Constitution, so that's why they had to put it on the ballot.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that's why. What they always say about laws, just because something is lawful doesn't mean it's right.
Yeah, exactly.
You feel me? And that's one of those situations right there. You feel me? Just because it's in the law, just because something is legal, that doesn't make it moral. You feel me?
Slavery.
But you gotta think this. I guess apparently this is also the state that had a Affordable Health Care Act put on their Constitution, and it only won by 0.8%. So 895,000 versus 871,000 voted yes to add affordable health care. Like they only want affordable health care. So
That's crazy.
Well, I don't know if y'all want to talk about something else, but before we leave politics real quick, because y'all know I love to talk some politics.
I had something for you too, Clint.
Stacey Abrams. She lost down there in Atlanta, right? So she came out and she was like, black men are falling victim to misinformation and all this nonsense. For some reason, in these past few years, now mind you, 84% of black male voters voted for her. 84%. So my thing is, lately it's been this condemnation of black men. Y'all got to get in line. We're the weak link. During the Trump election, they was saying, and these is black women saying this, that black men are worse than white men. You feel me? They're the white heterosexual black men, or the white men of our community. Like they're holding us back. This rhetoric, I don't know where it's come from. I don't know why it has spread so rapidly. And if anybody on Twitter consistently, you'll see it even more. But I wanted to hear your thoughts on it, and like, what do y'all think it stems from? Do you agree with it? If so, why? If not, why not? Like,
Sonny, Dame.
Why do we think that they are blaming black men for like not for being worse than white women? You said, or white men?
no, nah. I guess it's why is it that this new political climate, a lot of the black men, most of the black men are getting blamed for not falling in line, or we're falling victim to misinformation. It's a disconnect. I remember we did a show. We did a show on here years ago about black men versus black women. It's a divide, and this is starting to spread into the political arena. And even though Stacey Abrams had 84% of black men voted for her, black men were still getting blamed for her losing.
But I don't.
So I want to understand, where's all this blame, and it's black women that are blaming us. That's the issue.
I feel like, so for me, I wouldn't say it's all black men or anything like that, but I want to say I can understand why they would think that, but at the same time, I can't really understand it, because if you look at it, like as far as voting and just strictly voting, and her saying about black men not, I guess she's saying that they're not helping her or whatever as far as getting voting and stuff. But if most the black men voted for her to win for the first election, it's a lot of different factors of why a lot of black men are not, one, able to vote. And because that vote right was taken away from them, they're not educated enough to know that they at some point they're able to vote. Because I know somebody that I just now like had been through the prison system and was finally able to vote this election, and posted about it, like not being able to and learning.
But
that
she's talking about the eligible voters, the eligible black male voters. That's what not just she, but a lot of and it's made Democrats. It's because a lot of black men are now like, we're just not falling in line voting Democrat up and down the board, like similar to what
because if it doesn't align with their beliefs, why would they just vote? Like, why would you just vote a certain way if it doesn't follow your beliefs? Like we had that conversation when we talked about Trump. A lot of black people, including black men, voted for Trump because they were either in a different tax bracket, so some of the stuff he was talking about made sense to them as far as their money wise. So at the end of the day, you really can't, you can't really blame a whole group of people for not voting or following protocol. I think that even to when we talk about us, we grew up, and most of us early out started voting the way our parents voted. We didn't really understand the election, so this is what we were taught. Whereas some people want to be more educated and learn about the different electoral parties and really the meat and potatoes of the election and what these people stand for. And if you're an educated black man that wants to look at those things and then understand how this directly affects you, you might not vote Democrat. You might be a liberal. You might not even be a Republican. Or maybe you may be a Republican, but then you want to take it a step further. When black people started voting, most black people were Republican.
I'm going to go
like if you read, if they've read their history and they really, because we always say you want to know why you're voting. Like people want to think about
we were conservative.
That's the thing, though. I mean, people always say that, black people voted Republican when they first started voting. But yeah, we voted Republican because they were the ones that supported us being able to vote. They supported us
That part.
being able to vote so that they could get those extra votes when they needed them at that time. They didn't do that because they loved us. They didn't do that because they wanted to help us. They did it because it was a strategy. I mean,
And they needed
people
what they
got to
needed.
stop
Yeah.
using that as a crutch for the Republicans. Like, oh yeah, we were Republicans when we started. So the fuck what? They not. It's
Like
not
you
the
can,
same.
yeah,
Republican
everybody
Party,
should be voting
not
how
the
they,
same people.
what they feel and what they believe, and which party is going to do what they want or what they see for the future and stuff like that. So I think, like I said, to your point, if I decide to look more into the liberal party, and that's more geared to where I'm at with it, where what I want to see for the future and like how the different things they got going on, what they're trying to do. If I like them, then I'm not going to be a Democrat anymore. I'm going to vote. But even as a Democrat, I don't necessarily vote all Democrat.
Right.
So
and that's the thing too, is like a lot of times, and this has been a big war cry too, is the fact that it's not like the Democrats are doing 100% the best job either, right? You know, it's not like the any of the two parties are doing the best job ever, you know, for any of their constituents. So it's definitely you gotta be more diligent about who you're voting for, what you're voting for, and then vote. The thing, and I think that's what the issue was, is that a lot of the voting blame is coming down because of the numbers. The numbers show out of whatever number of registered voters in that demographic that they're not coming out and voting, or they're not voting, you know, towards the way that they think they should be voting. So if you have, you'll say 100,000 black men are registered to vote, and only 60,000 are voting, but then 20,000 of those are voting Republican. Yeah, they're going to blame the black men because they're looking at like, hey, we got, you know, all these, you know, 60,000 votes that are getting quote unquote thrown away, you know, and so that's why that blame is coming down. I think, you know, at least from what I've seen in the past. I don't know what the issue was this year, but that was the core theme that I've seen in the past, is looking at how the demographics are voting and where they're voting, and that's what's losing these races for certain candidates, and making them feel like it's that demographic that's ruining their chances of winning.
I'm gonna go with the older approach. A lot of men, I'm not going to just say black because I hate generalizing, but a lot of other black men don't like a woman in charge. Not just black men, but anybody don't think a woman should lead. So that's where I think a lot of her votes got lost too. Because one, she's a woman. Two, she's black. Those three strikes against her already.
I mean, and let's be honest, from what I've heard, she doesn't have all the popularity that she probably thinks she has. There's a lot of people that complain about her, or complain about, you know, how she does what she does. I mean, I'm not from that state. I don't know what the full details are, but I know from some of, and these are women that have told me this, you know, from some of the people I've talked to, they're not 100% happy with Stacey Abrams anyway. So I mean, we don't know what the real reason is. Blaming a particular demographic is probably not the best way to go. But I know it's been done because of the reasons of why they're voting, how they're voting, and then the lack of voting that's involved in that. And I think that's the reason why that is. Is it right to blame that? Probably not. But I mean, when you look at it from that standpoint of, if you're voting at the lowest percentages of registered voters, then yeah, your votes are being missed because you're not voting, you know, and yeah, so people are going to blame you for not doing your job or doing your part,
or doing it the way they think you should be doing it.
Yeah,
and some people just won't
to
vote.
your point, Sonny, yeah, they shouldn't be expecting them to vote a certain way. That's not right. But if you're not voting at all, and your demographic is one of the lowest, you know, turnouts, then yeah, you're gonna definitely get blamed. You're gonna definitely get what they call it, the bad end of the stick, where when it comes to, you know, who's going to be finger pointing at the end of the elections. Yeah. So I want to get away from the what's the name real quick, because we've been talking about that like for the last hour. We promised this was going to be a little bit more of a fun show.
Oops.
We get
Right,
serious sometimes.
right. Um, if anybody has something before I pull up this topic, I wanted to pull up a topic real quick from the GFT Join the Conversation group. I don't know why I've had the.
You know, me and the news broke up during all the COVID stuff, so
You
I
said you
haven't
know?
sat and watched the news in forever.
Oh, I got something for Sonny, because me and her, we like this one individual. How do you feel about our boy Trevor Noah hanging it up after this year?
I was so sad. I actually didn't watch the show where he broke the news, but when after he did, I went on his Instagram page because I follow him, and I was very upset. But I understand, like when he talks about what he wants to do something new. I was very sad because now I want to know who's gonna take his spot. And while understanding, even like even when what's the name was it Jon Stewart, right?
Yep.
When Jon Stewart left, he was good too. But like to know when they're passing the torch, it's like we couldn't expect Jon Stewart from Trevor. We had to get Trevor. And then, but when Trevor was on his show, it was like, this is great, blah, blah, blah. Now he has the torch. Love it. Who he's going to get as his replacement? Because I don't think I caught who.
He didn't. They didn't. They didn't say. They haven't announced it yet.
I don't think they said the who, but I'm going to be very upset to see him and know that I can watch little clips of him talking in the in-between scenes and all his funny jokes and him answering. Because I think that Jon Stewart did a lot for that show too, but I think I like the way Trevor took on the show and how he did it.
Yeah, he made it his own. He made it
he
like
didn't
he
try to be a Jon
definitely
Stewart. He was Trevor Noah to the fullest.
Yeah.
And
then the people that he brought along to fit his personality, they are funny.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that not only that he's African, but also to know that he's not from here, but his opinions, like when he relates certain things to where he grew up at, and then he comes here, like when he talks about his from there to here, and then the little oddities and like his opinions on different election things and different things, it's just fascinating to me. And I feel like people, oddly enough, white people understand it better. Like if it's rather than a regular person just saying it to you, a regular black person saying it to you, you're like, this person dealt with this, and he's speaking from this concept, and to come into America and to see this, it's like, so I'm gonna miss that. Like I said, we'll see who the new person is. I'll probably still watch it, but I'm gonna miss him.
I like his interactions and his comparison from, especially with the police, from where he came from.
Oh yeah,
versus the police here.
He said there wouldn't be any Karens.
And the thing is, he gave a comparison of, you know how some people don't want to pass the police, and he said that it's like, what you talk? He's in the car with his friend. He's talking about, hey man, you can't pass the police. What are you doing? He's like, what are you talking about, man? He's on the road just like us. Like, what kind of toxic masculinity is this? Oh, I can't pass the police officer. You know, police officer put him over. He gave the difference between his world versus our world when he's visiting, and it was kind of refreshing to hear that not all police officers are buttholes in the world.
Yeah, I read his book. I really enjoy his book. I just like his experience, and I'm like I said, I know you're not a huge fan, Smooth.
Hey, Smooth, guy doesn't like ugly.
I didn't know that he wasn't a huge fan of Trevor Noah.
Guy doesn't like ugly. That's why they cut him off.
And that's why he's like technical issues, you know, whatever. But no, and it's to your however you feel about it and why you feel the way you feel is perfectly valid. Like he always has me like I always laugh because my thought process on certain things that happen in the media, like once I hear about something, and then his response is kind of like his response to me is similar to what my thought process is. Like the way, not necessarily the whole bit of it, but like, you know, some parts of it is like, it reminds me of not a fan of it at all. Oh Lord. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna miss him.
Yeah. I was I don't watch the show on a regular basis. I used to watch it on a regular basis back in the day, but I don't watch it on a regular basis anymore. But I do catch a lot of the clips. But I do catch a lot of the behind the scenes that he does. So I definitely have enjoyed Trevor in that role. I don't know what he's going to do in the future, but he definitely, like you said, made an impact on that show. I had almost forgotten it was the same show that Jon Stewart
had. Yeah,
back in the
Jon
past,
Stewart was good
where
too.
yeah, where I did feel like it was a more wider range show at that time because it was they focused in on a lot more stuff back then. But Trevor definitely had his impact, and he definitely did a great job of running that show. So I definitely gonna miss that. But looking forward to seeing what he does in the future. I mean, everybody that walks away from that seems to do something big anyway. So I'm sure we're gonna see him still, doing something and still making an impact out there somewhere. Um, but yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Hopefully they pick someone who's just as insightful and poignant. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You never
And
know.
plus, a little unfair, I did not know he was the voice for the AI in Black Panther.
In Black Panther, yeah,
I was like, what?
He's been the voice in Black Panther the last couple of movies. So yeah, this should be that was kind of dope.
Yeah, Billy Oliver was a good one too. Yeah, Jon Stewart was cool too.
Billy, I don't think I remember Billy Oliver. I feel like I know his face, but I don't remember him being on that show.
Got to pass the torch.
Right. Got to pass. Can't stay there forever, right? Can't stay there forever. Yeah. All right. Before we wrap up the show, I got one quick topic from the Join the Conversation group.
Just one.
Yeah, I mean, I had two or three, but we've been talking about politics all night, so. But I got
one.
Smooth. I got one here that I wanted to make a comment on because I don't think I made a comment in the actual posting. I made the post, but I don't think I ever commented on it completely. I just kind of threw a couple of things out there. But this was one that I noticed, or that I think somebody sent this to me, and then I posted it on the group.
Yes.
It's the one that says, when it comes to dating, why don't men like being in competition with other men? As soon as a man finds out a woman has options, he bows out. Women are constantly competing with each other. And this was one that, quite a few people had. Yeah. Okay, that's what I know Billy Oliver from. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this was one that we had quite a few different people had responded on. And this was my thing about this was that I don't really know too many men that aren't in competition with other men when it comes to the women that they're dating. It's not like, I mean, one of the comments that was made, I believe, was to the effect of there's more women than men, so that's why men have that kind of advantage. But as far as I know, every woman I've ever dated, I was in competition either with the man that a man she's currently dating as well, or a man she's dated in the past, or whatever the case, or the man that she has in her mind. So I think that we're always in competition. One of my friends that's in the group and was in that made a comment. He said he agreed. He said the biggest thing is that we're always in competition until we're not. Once we realize that we're losing, then we may buy out then, but we're always in competition when it comes to dating. We're in competition with ourselves, in competition with the next man, with the last man, with the man in their mind, all that kind of stuff. So I don't think there's this thing of we don't want to compete. It's just that we may also be the type that will not compete the whole time, where some women, I won't say all, because definitely not all, but some women will compete all the way up to the very end, scratching and grabbing. But it's definitely one of those things where we are definitely still competing. Even guys that don't want to admit it. I saw a few in another group where they were answering the same question, and the guy was like, "Oh, I would never compete with another man," and it's like, but you already are. It's not like this woman has never dated before, and if she hasn't, then I guess more power to you. That'd be kind of weird, but my thing is you're still competing. No matter what, you're competing with somebody or some concept.
Yeah, I don't think like, so I'm looking at my dating history, but I date different, so I'm very very different. Like, I don't think I'm make a man feel like he's in competition with somebody else. Like, if I like you, I want you to monopolize my downtime and time that I have free. It's not like I'm never going to make you feel like you're in competition with some other dude. Even if it is somebody else in the picture, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, since you won't take me, I'm gonna get someone. Like, and not that people make you feel that way, but you know how you'll sometimes you'll know that it's not just you in the picture.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to make that person feel like it's another person in the picture. Whereas I think with women, we are very aware whether he makes us aware that it's somebody else or she makes us aware that she's also in the picture trying to win him over you. So I think it's a difference of, and you have some men like that. You like, I was just talking to a friend the other day and not even realizing that this post, I forgot about this post, but I was saying to like, something as innocent as Facebook, I could make a post and I can have a conversation with somebody else who will respond to my post. Somebody I'm dating will try to let that person know, like, if we're having too much of a good time in the back and forth comments, they're gonna be like, hey, and let this person know in some way or fashion that we talk by the way they comment and what they like. It's the context of how they doing it, Right. So I just think it's funny when men realize they are in competition. Some of them get very territorial and try to state their claim. Women do the same as well. They have been definitely known to do that. But yeah, I think we're all, like you said, in competition. It's just whether we know it or we don't know it, or it's made aware to us and how we respond, because that sometimes that can be a toxic situation.
Yeah, true that. Smooth, you back with us?
Yes, sir. Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yep.
Y'all hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when you posted this in the group. I hate the question. I hate how the question is formed. I feel like it's a dumbass question.
Hold on, tell us how you really feel.
It's fucking idiotic. It's because like when y'all answer it, right? We keep saying some men, some woman, some man, some woman. This means this applies to everybody. You feel me? This or to a certain group of people who react a certain way. So it isn't that men don't like being in competition with other men. You feel me? Some men don't care to be in competition. It's just that. And then soon as a man found out a woman had options, he buys out. What surprised a lot of people, it's just that's why I said it's not a woman or man. People forget other people have options too. You feel me? Don't think you're just the only prize out here. You feel me, man or woman? Don't ever think you're the only prize out here. You get your feelings really fucking hurt thinking you the only special thing walking this earth. I'm telling you, I don't care who you are. You feel me? You will get your feelings hurt thinking you special, more special than the next human being. Now, I mean, and then women are constantly competing with each other. Like Billy said, men are too. You feel me? Like we all have egos. You feel me? Like we all, you know what I mean? We all been out, men trying to holler at the same women.
You
feel me?
And the same group.
You feel me? You hear man, you know how many niggas I done known to kick my back in trying to talk to
another female?
Yeah. You feel me? Like that's common. Dudes are corny. People
I had a female do that to me for a dude. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even like him. Why even doing this?
People are corny, man or woman. You feel me? Like they do corny shit. So like this doesn't just apply to men. That's why I'm like, when I always had these discussions, I like to say humans, because this shit applies to us all. It's not a man thing or a woman thing. It's a human thing.
Right. Indeed. I agree. Dame, you have any comment before we drop it?
I thought
like
Dame was
smooth,
gonna work.
like smooth. Yeah, I got 3 hours to get there.
You know what?
So hey, that's my
Not
life.
3 hours to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I
What
get an
phone call
emergency,
is this?
I work for Miss Dig. Okay, leave me alone.
He's gonna
That's a
call
wild
when
on
he get
call.
there. When he get there.
3 hours to get there. It's only in 30 minutes. So dang, you took it down. I want to go back to my history. One time I did not know I was in competition with the individual I was trying to date or get to know. I just sort of kind of won the contest without even trying to apply for the contest. She said that she was trying to be a player and talk to 3 different guys. I was one of them. I just kind of won the job because I'm that awesome. Other time is because I've bowed out, not because I knew I was in competition, because only some people can monopolize your time. And if you're not going to put the time in for me reaching out to you, there's no reason for me to keep reaching out to you. Break my back to get your attention. Either you're going to take it or you're going to leave it, or I'm just going to go.
For sure. I feel you there. All right. That's what's up. Well, that is our show for tonight. We're definitely going to be looking forward to our next Monday night show, bringing it to y'all live. We are
Hold
back.
on.
Oh,
Hold on, Willie. Let me ask you a question real quick. Let me ask you a question.
okay.
Have you ever been actively in competition? Like knowing you're actively in competition and like, nah, I can't let this nigga win.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. I literally had a conversation with a friend of mine because he was saying that I think it was something to the effect of he didn't know if he could compete for a woman's attention because he knew that that she was dating other men or whatever, that she was dating somebody else. And I was like, well, I broke it down for him. Like, well, I was like, more than likely you were always competing before you knew it. So what changes now? Do you still want the woman or not? Is she worth it or not? That's the question you got to ask. And if you feel like she's worth it, then keep going, until she says, you know what, I don't want to deal with you. Then, you might still have a chance. But if you don't feel like she's worth it, then yeah, I understand wanting to walk away. But my thing is like, I was dating a woman at one point where I know that she was dating other people, but it was like, hey, I know for a fact that I do this better. I'm better at it, and I'm the better man, regardless. I like I was telling him, I was like, look, when you do certain things, like the way you dress, the way you act, the way you present yourself, you're already competing and performing to be your best. You don't draw back because there's other men in the city or that there's other men in the state. You still try to dress good, you try to look good, you try to smell good, right? You're not doing that only just for you. You're doing that because you want a lady to be attracted to you, right? And if that's the case, then you are already trying to elevate yourself above others that are around you. So what does that change just because there's somebody else there in the picture? You already know that there's somebody else there in the picture, regardless if they're getting the look or not, because you're trying to catch somebody's attention. If I'm in a club and I want to catch this woman's attention across the room, I'm not about to just sit here and stare at the other wall. I'm gonna go make my way over to her. I'm gonna say something to her. I'm gonna approach her. There could be 18 other guys approaching her, but if I do it better, if I say something better, if I smell better, if I look better, whatever the case may be, I'm trying my best to be the best that she sees out there.
I rock with that answer. I rock with that. I wholeheartedly. We call that in some cultures they call that peacocking. First of all, like we all
Exactly.
trying to the man trying. So like we always in
Straight
competition,
feathers.
whether we realize it or whether we realize it or not, we always in competition with somebody else. And you said it perfectly. Whether if you feel like she's worth it, you're going to go above and beyond. I don't care what no man or woman say. If you feel like that person that you're trying to get with is worth it, you're going to go above and beyond.
For sure. Or at least you should.
Exactly. At least you should. All right, that's all.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, I've had one person I was actually dating. We know we were dating with other people in the time, and one of the friends, not friends, I'd say one of the associates that I knew. I call him the loser version of me because his name rhymed with my name, but different spelling or whatever. I want to put it out there. He actually asked her on a date while they were kissing. Okay. While they were kissing, do I kiss better than Damon? She turned to him and said, "Don't ask stupid questions."
That's like asking, "Hey, is my dick better than his?"
I know, right? Exactly.
Pretty much.
Don't ever want to ask that.
That sounds dumb.
Because you know what? Because before we got together,
what I'm happening. My shit is always better than everybody else's. So what do you? I'm not even about to ask. Is it better than so and so?
No, because what happened was they went on vacation together. My boy, his girl, and those two went on vacation. They set something up before I came into the picture. So she like, "Do you mind?" I'm like, "No, do you, babe? I don't care. I'm good." And she told me what happened. I'm like, "No, I ain't got no cares at the time. No, at this time I'm like 22, 23, cocky, I'm conceited. You know, I ain't got no filter." And she like, he ain't no comparison to you or whatever. I don't know if she was just trying to blow my ego up or not, but I do honestly believe that at the time.
Yeah. That's what's up. All right, so
I had to cut it short because I was
disrespecting Dave.
cut it short.
I'm trying to imagine Dave conceded.
Disrespectful as hell.
I haven't said anything. I haven't done anything. I'm just sitting here on the video like all you people. I haven't done anything.
Man, you must be getting older your age, Grandma.
This is what I will say as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to be in competition. I may be in competition, but fuck them bitches. I'm
kind of tired.
I may bow out for me because I don't got time for that. It's me. I'm important. I'm the only person that needs to be around.
Right.
I covered the order entirely.
And on that note, make sure y'all get with us every Monday at 10 p.m. GFT Radio Show. We're back live. Make sure y'all check us out. How to Hustle Podcast behind every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Make sure you check out the show tomorrow on why we need a prayer. Well, he said, "How do you have a prayer in the break?" He don't believe in it. So make sure you check that out. Make sure you listen to the audio if you don't get a chance to check out the YouTube video. Styles and Chevy recap. This Wednesday we'll be talking about Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So
I can't watch it because I didn't watch it yet.
Say it again.
I said I'm not gonna watch that show because I haven't seen it yet.
Go see it. It's a great movie. Lots of action, lots of emotion. Definitely a good view, good watch. Or you could be like Chevy and get upset. So make sure you guys come by on Wednesday to hear what she has to say about it and hear what I have to say about it. Sex and Sunny Live is 2 Fridays out the month. Make sure you guys check that out.
We're supposed to be doing one this Friday. I got somebody lined up. We'll see.
Oh, nice. All right.
You have sex with somebody this Friday?
the fans perspective every other Sunday, or actually every Sunday right now for the football season at 9 p.m. So make sure you guys check that out, and we'll definitely be tuning in for all the sports and highlights and debates and all that good stuff.
I got a question for Smooth before you do that.
What's that?
Was that the catch of the year, Smooth?
Yeah.
Minnesota game?
Yeah, so far.
Thank you.
That's
all. That's all I want to know.
All right, Sonny, tell them where they can find
next Sunday.
You can find me at IamSunny_D, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and TikTok. My blog, unreservedlyme.com.
Grandma.com.
I know what it is. It's your boy Smooth. Catch me on Twitter all the damn time at eTrentonGroomy, on Snap at A King's Truth, and check out my blog, please, at akingstruth.com.
For sure. I don't know why I can't see Dane.
Because I kicked him out.
Make sure y'all check out Hype over at I Am Hype on IG and Twitter. The How to Hustle podcast on Hype every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on YouTube, and also check out Custom Hustle World and H2H Cleaners. Oh, there's Dame. All right, Dame, tell them where to find you.
Sonny, that was funny. Thank you. You catch me here.
All right. It's your boy Willie Styles in the building. Get at me everywhere at Willie Styles on IG and Twitter, on Willie.Styles on Snapchat and TikTok. Find me over at gamingwithstyles.com. I haven't been on there in a while, but I will be flipping back into that soon enough. Or visit me over at stylesradio.com, where I'm listening to the new 21 Savage and Drake album, as well as King's Disease 3 just dropped. So make sure you guys check that out. I'll be listening to the tracks on there and posting whatever tracks I find hot and on fire. He is still relevant. WillieStyles.info for all.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, shout out to my hubs.
What was that, Smooth?
Average a clown for that state.
Oh, yeah. He's a 21 Savage, a clown for that statement. Yeah, that was crazy. But these young folks, you know, he never
Speaking of young folks,
respect on his name.
I know, right? Got to. You got to.
Speaking of these young folks and all grandmas up here, get out of here.
I'll let y'all.
Yo, it's your boy Dame here.
Hey guys, it's your girl Sunny D.
Yo, it's your boy Smooth from the GFT Radio Network.
What up, though? It's your boy Willie Styles in the building.
Join us Mondays at 10 p.m. live on Twitch, YouTube, and our Facebook. And if you miss us, don't worry. You can catch it on our website, gftradioshow.com. And if you feel like talking to us every day, join our Facebook group.
At Join the Conversation, the group where you can discuss all kinds of topics.
Catch me also, Fans Perspective, Dope Sports Show. Holla at your boy.
You can cop some merchandise over at our store, teespring.com/stores/GFT Radio. You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, masks, and even more.
Next time on GFT Radio, what are we talking about? Join the conversation to find out.
Make sure you get at us on GFTradioshow.com for all of our audio and video playback.